Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit-Down and our first official edition of Margarita Mondays. I know I've teased you guys, with a non-Margarita Monday. The first review we put up was Emma. Really, really entertaining movie, highly funny. Really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you want to check out that review, you can check it out right there. But now we're getting into the first review that I didn't previously record, where I will be drinking a margarita over the course of the review. And this is a movie that I saw just before all the theaters shut down. It was actually the last movie I saw in theater, my girlfriend included. People probably think I'm nuts. Like, what are you doing going out, to the movies? Well, AMC's movie app is awesome because you can check the theater availability, and there was maybe 3 people total in this theater, so I didn't feel like I was in too much risk of coming into contact with people. Really easy to keep at least 6 feet of distance in a theater as big as the one I was in with only 3 people in it. But it was a movie I definitely wanted to see because its tagline was just catching me, man. Like, the most talked about movie that no one has seen, because this movie was supposed to come out back in September. And following, a couple mass shootings, and the fact that this is gun violence heavy and politically driven. There is a lot of political satire in here and cuts at current things that are going on in the world and current people without naming them. But, the vibes of people that, kind of this can connect to upper ups, maybe specific political leaders. There are plenty of things in there that were like, let's hold off. And it seemed like for a while the movie might get canned altogether, which I was not about. Unfortunately, it didn't. It just delayed itself and released right before the coronavirus broke out in the States so that we could shut down and have really poor box office numbers for it in its opening weekend. But it is now available via Universal, putting it up to rent digitally, so you can watch it in the comfort of your own home while you're quarantined on your own comfy couch. And if you want to watch it, then I highly recommend sticking around and finding out why you should watch it, because this movie, super entertaining, man. And in times like these where you just want to turn your mind off, not have to think at all, but just enjoy a movie, this is the one, man, because you literally don't have to keep your brain on for this bad boy. You can just turn it off and enjoy the absurdity of the things that happen. So why don't you pull up a chair, man? Take a seat. We're getting ready to dive in, spoiler-free, but margarita-filled, into The Hunt. Take a sip before we get going. That's right, man. The Hunt, coming to us from Universal. And yes, it's gun violence heavy, and the concept in the political climate we were in at that given time made sense to push it. But this movie doesn't have more gun violence than a John Wick movie. And we all love John Wick movies. And it's not a John Wick movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to compare it to John Wick, other than not nearly as many people get killed via guns in this movie. So the idea that they were going to maybe cancel it, like, for good is just crazy to me. But this idea of, if you're unfamiliar with The Hunt, basically you have these elites who kidnap deplorables, and then proceed to hunt them. You kind of just put them in a place, a location that they don't know where they are, and then they go out and hunt them. And this was a thing that had kind of been, like, rumored for a long time in this universe as something that was going on, and we kind of get into one of these and kind of find out everything that there is to do about the hunt. And what's fun about this movie is not just the action, which is... I thoroughly enjoyed it. Look, it's not John Wick level action, but certainly it's entertaining action, man. There's a couple fight sequences in this movie, specifically the one toward the finale, that are just fantastic. It keeps you guessing, that's for sure. The twists and turns in this movie, I think, are probably the best thing about it. This movie keeps you on your toes at all times, man, because just when you least expect it, headshot, like... done. You don't see them, like, half of the kills you don't even see coming. They just happen. You're like, what? And surprises on who gets killed, who doesn't get killed, are crazy, because this cast list is huge. There are so many people in this movie. Let's just rattle off a few of them. Betty Gilpin, Hilary Swank, Wayne Duvall, Ethan Suplee, Emma Roberts, Glenn Howerton, the movie starts, one of the first people you see, spoiler, is Glenn Howerton. I'm literally sitting in the theater going, oh my, is that Dennis from Always Sunny? And then I was like, it is Dennis. I was shocked. And I was like, sign me up, I'm even more in. Same with Emma Roberts. When she popped up, I was like, and Ethan Suplee. I was like, whew, what? Also, had this movie come out back in September, Ethan Suplee's body transformation would have been spoiled before he kind of told everybody that, like, check me out, I'm all jacked now. Looking really good. Like, it had already happened by the time he shot this movie, or was in the process of happening. He looks really good. But someone who I'm a huge fan of, I was seeing all these people I know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know all these people were in this movie. This is awesome. And then to see who makes it and who doesn't. We'll keep that as a spoiler, but allows for surprises to happen through the whole movie. Like, you will literally just be sitting there, and, like, if you were drinking a margarita, you might spit it out and go, what? Didn't see that one coming. It's probably my favorite thing about the movie. Yeah, man, just the surprises. The movie is able to keep you on your toes. There are twists and turns all the way up to the end of the movie. You get hit with the final twist, and you just sit there and you go, wow, I didn't see that coming. And what's cool is the movie is not like script driven, right? Like, it's not like it's a crazy plot or an in-depth script that kind of like brings you to all these places. It's a really straightforward movie. Bunch of privileged elitists kidnap a bunch of people who don't have those privileges and then try to hunt them. And it's a battle of survival. And it's, like I said, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Especially when I went to go see the movie. A couple margaritas in. But just a time when we needed something to just kind of sit back, turn your brain off, and watch. And this was one of those movies. Like I said, the action is fun. Keeps you guessing, keeps you on your toes. Greg Zobel, who directs here, I think did a great job. I liked the way the movie was paced. I enjoyed the way it brought you in and out of different things. It was shot really well. Definitely gets the best out of his actors when they're asked to act. And you can just tell that, like, Zobel, I think, just does a really fine job in the director's chair. Just giving us a ride where literally just strap in and let him take you on that ride. And the ride that Zobel and this cast take you on is highly entertaining. And shout out to the writing credits, Nick Cuse and Damon Lindelof, who I'm a big fan of. They came up with something that was not just action heavy, but satirically very funny, man. The political satire in this movie is so razor sharp, man. Like, just walking by it might cut your throat type razor sharp. And look, that's not going to be for everybody. I'm not a political person. I'm not necessarily a fan of the current state of affairs in politics. So I was able to enjoy this a lot because some of the digs and the cuts that this movie takes at the current political standing, I was like, yeah, I'm with you there. I would say if you are pro-Trump, you might not like this movie. They don't specifically name him anywhere, but there are just things in the movie that are definitely connected to, that current, political party and group that are in the White House. And there are some shots taken that I found funny, but if you, like I said, you might not find it funny. So, but let it be known, the satire is heavy, it is thick, and it is razor sharp, and I enjoyed it start to finish, the entire movie, as well as some of the performances. As I said, really big cast. I don't want to say too much about anybody in particular, so as not to give away any surprises that happen. However, standouts for me, Ethan Suplee. What a wonderful, I've been a fan of Suplee for so many years, man. Boy Meets World, grew up watching this guy. He's in some of my all-time favorite movies, like American History X. And to see the physical transformation, something that got us all excited. Had this movie come out first, we would have known about that physical transformation a little bit earlier. But here, Suplee is great. He plays one of those web conspiracy theorists, and he's kind of the one that is pushing the hunt is a thing. We have to find out the hunt, and to get thrown into that situation, some of the stuff that he knows from his own personal research and things that he's done with his conspiracy theories kind of plays into his character, and just enjoyable anytime he's on screen. I thoroughly enjoyed him. As I mentioned, Glenn Howerton is in the movie. He's thoroughly enjoyable, and the group of people that he's with through a good portion of the movie. I love all those interactions. They're kind of their group is kind of bunkered up in like one of these bunkers where they can pick off these deplorables, and the interactions that he has with his other elites, as well as a military vet who's kind of come in to help train them for things. Just thoroughly entertaining that whole stretch of the movie. But Hilary Swank also in it. Oh, we mentioned her. She's really solid. I like where she comes into the movie and what she adds to the film when she's brought in. But for me, the standout is our lead, Betty Gilpin, playing Crystal. Oh my gosh, dude, she's so much fun. And like, I was just so impressed by everything she does in the movie. I mean, she does, I think, a bunch of her own stunt work. She's in one of the best action sequences in the film. And just from her delivery to the way she carries herself in the movie, to the interaction she has with other characters. Finish this bad boy. But she's just great to start to finish in this film. Wonderful person to take the ride with, and the twists and turns that happen in the movie when she is on screen are some where you're just like, holy cow, that's what's going on. Good for you. I like what you're doing. And like I said, just is the easiest standout. She's the most main of the main characters in the movie. She gets the most screen time. She's the one we're pretty much riding with, almost from the beginning to the end of the movie. And just great stuff, man. Like, you really enjoy watching Gilpin in the action, watching her on the satirical comedy stuff, and just everything she's doing. Thoroughly enjoyable. And overall, the movie is thoroughly enjoyable. Like, it's an easy one to just kind of kick back, enjoy some ridiculous action, enjoy some absurd, ludicrous satire, and just go, yeah, that was fun. You could sign me up for that film any day of the week. And just as we are almost at the bottom of the glass, we have reached the end of this non-spoiler review. Kicking off Margarita Mondays. In what I think is a great way to kick it off, man. The hunt is thoroughly enjoyable. It's the type of thing, I think, in times like these where you just need to kind of enjoy yourself for 90 minutes or so. I guess about 2 hours, I think this movie is. But it does not feel like 2 hours, man. It moves crazy quick. And like I said, you get to the end and your jaw is on the floor. I didn't expect my jaw to be on the floor in this movie. So there you go, man. Those are all the Seaman's non-spoiler thoughts on The Hunt. I highly recommend it if you're at home, quarantined. Pick it up for rental. I think it's probably about $20, but think of it this way: that's what you'd be spending right now if you were going to see it in the movie theater. If you're in a house full of people, well, you just got a whole bunch of free movie tickets. So if you're looking for something entertaining and fun to throw on these dark, tough times that we live in during the coronavirus, highly recommend The Hunt. That's all the Seaman's got to say. Now I want to know what you're thinking. Hit those comments down below. If you got to catch The Hunt before theaters were closed, let me know what you thought of the movie, man. Did you think it was something that should never have been released after it was initially delayed and canceled? Are you glad that it came back? Did you enjoy it? Did the twists and turns keep you on your toes? Were you shocked by anything? Did you think the satire was too much? Was it just right? Could you have wanted more? Who did you enjoy watching on screen? Like I said, Betty Gilpin and Ethan Suplee, for me, fantastic standouts in this movie. So let me know which actors you liked the most. Like I said, there's some action in this movie. Don't spoil it, but like if you liked maybe the action sequence in like the gas station convenience store or the action sequence at the end of the movie. Both sequences I think are great. Let me know what your favorite one was. If you haven't seen The Hunt, are you going to watch it? Do you plan on renting it now that it is available digitally? Are you interested? Has the Seaman enticed you? I hope I've enticed you with a margarita on a Margarita Monday. And if I have, tell me why, man. What are you looking forward to? Why you want to check this thing out? And are you going to watch it? All those things go down below in the comments. I look forward to talking to you guys down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the Seaman, especially on Margarita Mondays, then I highly urge you to come join the Cinema Sit-Down Squad, man. Jump over there, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell that follows so you get alerts every time I drop a new video if you're really into it. And until next time, for the Seaman's Cinema Sit-Down, I'm the Seaman, finishing off the margarita. Oh, yeah. And I am signing off, baby. Peace! Well, Oh, B, you guys are still here? You must be looking for some more content. Well, don't worry, C-Man's got you covered, man. You got videos like this guy and this guy. And if you haven't yet, and you want to come check out all the C-Man goodies, join the Cinema Sit-Down Squad, man. Hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the little bell down below that, too, so you can get alerts every time I make new videos.